Hi, I'm Mary, and this is my school library budget presentation. So, for the vendors I chose, I have them organized into the five categories here. At the top left are three possible book vendors: Follett Tidal Wave, W.T. Cox for periodicals, and Rainbow Book Company. And I got these recommendations from my mentor. These are companies that she has used frequently in the past and that are good companies according to her recommendation. For the furniture category, I chose School Specialty, Demco, and Indeco. I chose these because they're all approved vendors through our district. And again, my mentor librarian has ordered from both Demco and Indeco before and has been pleased with the service and the quality of materials. For Makerspace materials, I chose Mackin and Barnes & Noble and Badge a Minute. Again, all vendors that are approved within our district and also have been used by my mentor and are recommended by her. Um, for technology, I chose Swank, JSTOR, and EBSCO. Again, all vendors approved by our district already and vendors that are already being utilized, subscriptions for databases that are already being utilized by the high schools in our district. For supplies and decor, I chose Amazon, Office Depot, and Oriental Trading. Again, because they're all approved by our district and because they're vendors that my mentor has used in the past and has been happy with in the past. So for my budget, I ended up spending $9,834.25. And you can see a breakdown here of how much I spent in each of the categories. The vast majority was spent in technology tools for database subscriptions, but I'll walk you through it and show you how much I spent. So I only spent $141 on books. I ordered these, or hypothetically ordered these, from Follett Tidal Wave. I did a collection analysis through Follett Tidal Wave of our collection in the school that I currently work in, where my mentor also currently works. And we have over 20,000 print books in our collection. So I don't see a need to order a whole lot of books without weeding. But I did notice that one of our weaker areas is Latinx or Hispanic representation, especially since we're from San Antonio. I think that it would be beneficial for our student population to increase our collection in that particular area. So I also chose to spend some of this book money on magazine subscriptions because I feel like it's important in the school library to have magazines, to have a variety of reading choices, especially for our struggling readers or our reluctant readers or our readers that just don't have much time. Magazines also can target particular career goals or hobbies or reading levels, and so they represent a variety of reading materials that we can have in the library. In the furniture category, our library that I'm currently working in has a variety of seating options. We have booths, we have a variety of tables that can be arranged in different ways. We have a variety of seating, swivel chairs and bar top seating and lower seating. But one thing that we're really lacking is floor seating. And so I chose to purchase 4 of these Fat Boy beanbag style cushions because that could increase the ability for students to lounge on our floors in addition to those other seating options that we already have. For Makerspace materials, I spent a hefty amount of my budget on Badge a Minute button making machines. One of our teachers has actually had the idea of making badges or buttons for our AP students every time they challenge an AP exam, making them a button representing that they challenged that exam. And I think that this could be an excellent way for students to make buttons for their own interests, for clubs to make buttons on our campus. I think it's also something that perhaps our ELA department could make, or our library could make, reading rewards buttons or just reading enthusiasm buttons as well, to try to spread that enthusiasm for reading, that love of reading across our campus. I also spent some money on games and some on puzzles because in our library we have a table where there's always one puzzle being built. And so students, as they come into the library to browse books, they might put a couple pieces of the puzzle together, or students who come in before school or after school might sit down and work on the puzzle. And I chose puzzles that either I think would appeal to students or have some sort of book theme. And the total cost of those was $175. In technology tools, this is where most of my budget went. Again, I'm mentoring at a high school library. I plan or hope to work in a high school library, and so databases are really important. So I would commit $1,500 ish to JSTOR. I think that JSTOR is one of the best databases for content research. They have a lot of great academic journals that students can dig into. I would also commit a sizable chunk to Swank, which is a streaming service where teachers and students can stream movies, sometimes educational films, sometimes popular movies that might relate to the educational standards that are being taught in the classroom. So students and teachers can stream clips or the entire film with certain conditions, as long as it is related to the standards that they're teaching in the classroom. And this is something that's really popular among teachers in our district that we're already subscribing to. So I think it's important to keep that in our budget for that reason. And then finally, in the supplies and decor category, I would spend about $140 at Amazon purchasing a large world map, chalkboard wallpaper, and some liquid chalk markers. The world map, we have a lot of students in our campus from around the world, from all over the world, and so I think it would be a great bonding experience to have a world map where students could place a pin or marker to note where they are from, so that we could see the vast diversity among our own student population. I also think we have a very long circulation desk, and I think it would be a great space to put up this chalkboard wallpaper to have messages, either growth mindset or mental health messages, reading inspiration, or other messages for students that might change throughout the year, depending on the season. And finally, I would also spend $368 at Oriental Trading buying a variety of bookmarks. I chose a variety of color it yourself bookmarks because those could be great for students wanting a little bit of stress relief, but also wanting a bookmark. And then a variety of scratch and sniff bookmarks as well, because I know from experience that students get a kick out of that in the library as well. So these bookmarks could be used for rewards in the library, or they could be used, when you check out your first book, you automatically get a bookmark. Or you can see Valentine's bookmarks and some Halloween ones as well. So those could be seasonal treats in the library too. So here's the exact budget if you want to take a look at exactly what I was spending on each of these items. And that's all that I have. Thanks for listening.